You know Comcast, right? The name is everywhere, on your TV, your internet bill, maybe even at the movie theater. But here's the thing that has investors scratching their heads. For such a massive company, its stock has been doing, well, pretty terribly. So today, using some fantastic research from Compasscope, we're going to deconstruct this giant and figure out if its strategy is actually built to last.
Okay, let's just jump right into the heart of the problem. Look at this chart. Over the past year, while its main rivals like AT&T and Verizon have seen their stocks climb, Comcast has actually fallen. So this isn't some industry-wide slump. Nope, this is a Comcast-specific puzzle. And that's exactly what we're going to try and solve.
To get to the bottom of this, we're going to peel it back layer by layer. First, we'll look at just how big the Comcast empire really is. Then, we'll dive into the brutal battle for broadband and their strategy to win it. We'll also tackle the big tech debate, cable versus fiber. After that, we'll check the latest results to see how they're doing. And finally, we'll zero in on exactly what you should be watching.
All right, first things first. We have to understand what Comcast actually is. It's so easy to just think of them as the cable company. But believe me, their empire is way, way bigger and more complex than most people think.
I mean, just look at this. We're talking about a true global conglomerate. Sure, connectivity is their bread and butter, internet and all that, but they also own NBC Universal. That's everything from movie studios like DreamWorks to the Peacock streaming service. Then you've got the Universal theme parks, the huge European media company Sky, a whole suite of advertising tech. You get the picture. It's a sprawling, massive operation.
Now, let's get to the main event. Comcast's most profitable business, its broadband internet service, used to be a fortress with a huge moat around it. Well, today, that moat is under siege from all sides.
The biggest threat is coming from telecom giants like AT&T. While Comcast's existing network is pretty cost-effective to upgrade, AT&T is spending a fortune rolling out fiber optic cables right to people's front doors. And let's be honest, where you can get it, fiber is just a better product. It's faster, it's more reliable, it's the future.
And it's not just a fight at the high end. Wireless carriers like T-Mobile and Verizon are attacking from the bottom with something called fixed wireless access, or FWA. You can think of it as home internet delivered over their 5G cell phone networks. It's not as speedy as cable or fiber, but for people who just want something that works and is cheap, the price is really hard to beat.
So with threats from the premium fiber guys and the budget wireless guys, what's Comcast's plan? How are they fighting back? Let's break down their counterattack and the very real risks that come along with it.
Their plan basically has four main parts. Number one, protect the core broadband business by bundling it with their own mobile service. Number two, keep pouring money into their streaming service Peacock. Number three, expand their super profitable theme parks. Think about that huge new Epic Universe park. And number four, grow their services for business clients.
But you know, any great plan on paper comes with what we call execution risk. It's the simple, terrifying risk that the plan just doesn't work out in the real world. For Comcast, this is a huge deal. Peacock is still losing a ton of money, and the broadband competition is just brutal. Will their plan actually pay off? That really is the billion-dollar question.
And this brings us right to the most important debate inside the company, a choice that will absolutely define their future. Are they sticking with their current cable technology, or are they going all in on a full fiber optic network?
This is the question that keeps investors up at night. Is Comcast making a giant strategic mistake by sticking with its older cable technology instead of pivoting to the clearly superior tech of fiber? Are they investing in the wrong future?
Well, their decision really comes down to one thing: capital efficiency. I mean, just look at the numbers here. Upgrading their existing network to the next generation DOCSIS 4.0 costs them maybe a couple $100 per house, and they can get it done pretty quickly. A full fiber rebuild? We're talking up to $1,200 per house, and it could take more than a decade to finish.
So let's just put a fine point on it. Comcast's strategy is 3 to 6 times cheaper. That choice frees up billions and billions of dollars in cash that they can use for things like dividends and stock buybacks, cash that would be completely swallowed up if they decided to rebuild the entire network with fiber. But hang on. It's not a simple cable versus fiber story. As you can see from this quote from one of their own VPs, the strategy is actually a bit more clever. For any new areas they build out, they are using fiber. So they're pivoting where it makes the most sense financially, while upgrading the massive network they already have in place.
Okay, So that's the strategy. It's a pragmatic, cost-effective plan. But is it working? To find out, let's check the latest report card from their most recent earnings call.
And well, the latest numbers really highlight just how intense the pressure is. They're losing more broadband subscribers, the competition is fierce, and Peacock is still bleeding money. This is the reality they're facing right now.
This is the number that has Wall Street freaking out. A net loss of 226,000 broadband customers in a single quarter. It's their worst stretch on record, and it's proof that the competitive threats we've been talking about are taking a very, very real toll.
But, and this is a really big but, here's the other side of the story. Their move into mobile is on fire. They added a record 378,000 new wireless lines in that same quarter. This proves that their bundling strategy, come for the internet, stay for the mobile, has some serious power.
So when we put all of this together, where do we land? If you're trying to figure out where Comcast is headed, what are the most important signals you should be watching for?
Here are the 5 vital signs. Number 1, can they stop the bleeding in broadband and get those numbers growing again? 2, can Peacock finally start making money? 3, how will that massive new Epic Universe theme park do? 4, will their new pricing strategies actually work? And 5, will their spending peak once this network upgrade is done, freeing up even more cash? The answers to these questions will tell the whole story.
And in the end, Comcast's entire story, the whole reason its stock has been struggling, it all boils down to this one single question. They are betting the farm that a cheaper, more financially responsible network upgrade is smarter than chasing the pure, perfect, but incredibly expensive technology of fiber. Will capital efficiency win the war, or will technological purity eventually make their whole strategy obsolete? That is the multi-billion-dollar bet that investors are still waiting to see play out.